Alrighty, so I just finished grading all the work from last night, and I can see that several people did not attempt to do the website, which I am not completely surprised by it. But those who did attempt it, at times frustrating. It seems like most of you enjoyed it, and most of you got a nice outcome. A few of you did have an issue with the photo, and I actually covered that in the attendance. So I think the key was that you needed to create the link. And one way to test things like that out is log out of your Gmail and look at that site to see if those photos show up. For many of you, I saw a square or a circle with a dash through it, which means the photo was not viewable. Anyway, but for the most part, and then we start, of course, JavaScript. And this is kind of the jumping off point I want to talk about today. And I'm gonna warn you, warning, shameless plug coming. Okay. Before I get there, just to be clear, because some of you mentioned this, Java is not JavaScript. And they are both programming languages, but they do some things alike, but most not, right? So this is intended for server development. It used to be applets, but we don't do that anymore typically on the web. But JavaScript is the client, right? So everything on every web page. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find this real quick. JavaScript popularity. It's huge, actually. Why is it so popular? Um, and what I was looking for was actually there's a Wikipedia reference for how many websites have JavaScript. Um, Hang on, let me find it. Okay, here it is. So when you look at like the most popular websites on the web today, which by the way, the web turned 30 this week, which is awesome. But front end, client side, right? Look at this, JavaScript all the way down. No, every website is using JavaScript, so that's part of why it's so popular. Now on the back end, right, and again, these terms may not mean a lot to you, but it's what happens on the server side. There's a lot of different things going on, but there actually is some JavaScript also on the back end, and that's Node.js, okay? So how popular is JavaScript? Very popular, but just to be clear, it is not Java, okay? Very different. But by the way, Java is very popular. As a matter of fact, they often right now are kind of neck to neck in popularity. Okay, so why do I mention this? Well, just for you to know, because you want to up level your geekness a little bit to say what kind of things you understand, and it's always good to know this kind of stuff. Okay, so the other thing is, and this is the shameless plug, is that next semester I actually have 3 classes online and 1 face to face. But if you like what you're learning in here, there's definitely opportunities for you to continue on. One would be in my web development class, Introduction to Web Development, and that's where you're really going to learn more HTML, CSS frameworks like Bootstrap, payment systems, understanding SEO, and other topics. And then now that's a 9-week online class, 3 units. I think, yeah, this one was because we just changed it. But let me not jump ahead. And then that's 82. So CIT 93 is actually JavaScript. So this is also an online 9-week class. And then after that 9 weeks, the second 9-week class. So these go in parallel. I'm sorry, sequentially, one after the other. So this one is server side, what I showed you. And Node.js, which is JavaScript on the server, is way popular. So if you want a good JavaScript combination, right there it is. Now, these classes do require you to either have a video chat with me at least 3 times for every section to do what's called code reviews, where we actually review and go over the code that you're writing. So anyway, if you want to know more about this, let me know. And then this is the class I'm way excited about, which is, well, actually all of them. But this one, machine learning, because we've been talking about in this class what's happening with artificial intelligence, and machine learning is a subset of that. And so this is actually the first time this class is being taught on campus, and it's the first time machine learning has been taught at Fresno City College. So I'm excited to get to do that. This class would require some JavaScript. So, if you wanted to take on that take on this challenge, definitely talk to me. I think it's very doable because you get an on-week deep dive into JavaScript, and then you also have that in this class, because this class focuses on machine learning for web developers. Okay, so just my shameless plug. If you want to know any more, let me know. Ask me about that. And then the last thing I want to say, actually, there's two things. One thing is that I have some travel coming up. And I almost don't mention this because it doesn't affect you, right? So in here, I'm actually leaving. Google's sending me to Miami to go help run a conference that we have for all the folks who do what I do. And I don't mean what I do at Citi. I actually help organize technology communities for Google. And I do it here locally and nationally. So I'm going to be gone a couple of days. But with our modern world, it doesn't really matter, because even though I travel, I still grade, I still get content ready. Just doesn't matter from that perspective of where you're at, because you can work wherever you're at. Okay, so just FYI. So this week's classwork is another kind of project-like based hands-on experience. I definitely say watch this video first, right? And then what you're going to be doing this week is like the same idea of really pulling together some of the things that you've learned through this class, but not more of the concepts maybe that you've learned. But really the idea of mapping your home network is such an important skill. So more hands-on than notes, of course, this week. And I've even given you examples of what the output would look like. So just make sure you're paying attention to the detail of what I'm looking for here. Okay, so I hope this will be a fun week for you. So now what could you comment on? Any of this, right? You want to know a little more about my online classes next semester, or my face-to-face classes, right? You want to talk a little. Matter of fact, what we could do is, if you're interested, you could actually share your website that you did in the reply. That'd be cool too. So whichever way you want to do it, I hope you enjoy your week 10, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.